Okay, now we're going to make the next recipe for Play-Doh using flour, salt, cream of tartar, cooking oil or vegetable oil, and some food coloring. We also have some boiling hot water will allow us to mix the Play-Doh in a different way. Let's get started. Okay, we are going to use more flour this time. Instead of 1 cup, we're going to use 1.5 cups of flour. Okay, 1.5. I'm using this cup as a unit of measure. There's 1 cup. This is a whole new bowl. 1 cup. And then we're going to add 1/2 cup more. Almost half. 1/2 cup. 1.5 cups. Okay. Make sure we have all of the flour out of the cup. Next, we're going to add 1/2 cup of salt. That unit of measure is the same, the 1/2 cup of salt. I may have to get another box of salt for our second batch of Play-Doh with cream of tartar. Definitely. 1/2 cup salt. I'm gonna finish it. Yes, that is 1/2 cup of salt. Okay, gonna move the flour over and we're going to open our cream of tartar. And for this batch, actually this one's not open. We have our cream of tartar. What is cream of tartar? That's something I want to look into. Got 1 teaspoon. Two teaspoons. Okay. Now, the next thing we're going to do is add a cup of boiling water. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to add the food coloring to the hot water. Okay. I'm going to get our tea kettle. You can see how hot this water is. You see the steam? Very hot. This is why if you are living with a grown-up, you will require their help. I'm going to pour some yellow food coloring right into the water. I'm going to stir the water very carefully. See, it's yellow. It looks beautiful. Yellow is one of my favorite colors. Now that we've stirred the yellow food coloring into the water is yellow. And now we're going to mix. We're going to start stirring and continue to add the water as I stir. This is mixing a little differently. Still a little sticky, but there's much more. I wonder what's going to be different with this batch than the other. I wonder what difference the cream of tartar is going to make in this batch of Play-Doh. More water to add. Continuing to stir. See? This looks really cool. It's a little thicker than the other batch. We still have more water to add. More of our yellow water to add. It is mixing very well. You see? I'm adding the remainder of the water. Okay. Definitely thicker than the other batch. Wow. Oh, it's kind of smooth too. Very nicely done. Can't wait to put my hands in it. Can't wait. Oh, yeah, look at that. Definitely a different texture. Oh, yeah. It's heavier. It's heavier with the cream of tartar. You'll see when you mix. It's definitely heavier. I'm actually going to move my cup out of the way. I'm going to now put my Play-Doh mixture on the plastic because I think it's ready to roll. It's much heavier with the cream of tartar. I think that's what I feel. It's much heavier. It smells different. Okay. I'm going to move my bowl out of the way, and I'm going to start mixing with my hands. Look at that. It even mixes differently. Did you see that? It mixes differently. It seems as if the cream of tartar adds a congealing factor where it comes together much more easily. Yeah, it's definitely different than the batch without cream of tartar. I am going to add a little bit more, a little flour. Oh, this is fun. Yeah, oh, this is great. When I share this with friends, when I share all four batches with friends, because we have one more batch to make after this batch, I'm going to ask them to describe how each batch feels. and asking them to compare the difference in each batch. All right, this batch is complete. Oh, goodness gracious. This is fun. Oh, yeah. I'm wrapping this Play-Doh in the same way I wrapped the red and the blue. And now we're going to make our last batch of green Play-Doh. Okay? I realized I forgot to put vegetable oil in the last batch. That's pretty interesting because the Play-Doh turned out really well. I'll make sure to put the vegetable oil in this batch and we'll see if there's a difference. Let's get started. We're on our last batch, which will be green Play-Doh. We have our flour, our salt, our cooking oil, our cream of tartar, and our kettle of boiling hot water. You remember, in this recipe, we're using 1.5 cups of flour. One cup. Of our flour. Half a cup. Half a cup of salt. Open this up now. Here it is. Half a cup of salt. And we need our we're adding 2 teaspoons of cream of tartar, 1, 2. Now remember this time, we are going to add 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. 1, 2. Now we have our boiling water. 1 cup of boiling water and our food coloring. I want it very green. I want to put as much in here as I can. Stirring it. Oh, it's very green. Look how green this is. Okay, very green. Vibrant green. I'm pouring our green water in our mixture. I hope it's smoother because we added the vegetable oil. It's very green. Oh, definitely feels different. Add more water, more of our green water. Remember, this is a recipe that you can use with a friend, with a grown-up, by yourself. Definitely heavier. I added the remaining green water. The green water, the water that was made green because of our food coloring. And it continues stirring. Can't wait to touch it. Oh, wow. It's turning over. I'm almost, I'm almost ready to put it on our plastic wrap. Yes, I'm ready. Wow. It will be so much fun to knead this. It's very therapeutic. Means for me, therapeutic means it feels good. It feels satisfying. Hmm, this one is definitely stickier than the last one. I wonder if it has to do with the cooking oil. You add some flour. Oh, wow. This one's much gooier than the last one. That's not a bad thing. Oh, definitely different. Feels different. Feels gooey and sticky. I'm looking forward to sharing this with my friends and asking them to compare all of the different textures of all the Play-Doh we've made. It's taking longer than the last batch with this one to stick together. But I have lots of flour on the table and on the plastic wrap, so that helps. I'm actually going to get as much of this out of the bowl as possible and add it to our mixture. Oh, it's coming out. Ah, the extra flour worked, is working. Since this is our last batch, I'm making the most of it and doing as much as I can to make sure that it all rolls well together. Look at our plastic. Oh yeah. Now it has the texture of Play-Doh. Little pieces are flying all over the place. I'm determined to get as much flour rolled into this batch of Play-Doh so that it's nice and smooth. So that when we use shapes, the Play-Doh won't stick to the shapes. Okay. We did it. It's finished. I thank you for joining me for this experiment in making 4 batches of Play-Doh. 4. And I'll show them to you. We made a red batch and a blue batch of Play-Doh with flour, salt, vegetable oil, and water and food coloring. We made a batch of yellow and green Play-Doh. With the yellow Play-Doh, we made it with flour, salt, cream of tartar, food coloring, and hot water. With the green batch, we made our Play-Doh with flour, salt, cream of tartar, hot water, cooking oil, and food coloring. I thank you for joining me today for Pivot with Purpose in STEM as we made Play-Doh. I look forward to seeing you in our next video. Take care. Remember to like this video and subscribe to Pivot with Purpose. Join our global community focused on STEM on school. You'll find the links below.